Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? So a couple months back on my channel, I did a review of StringJoy Strings with this Epiphone SG right here, and at the very end of that video, I said that I'd be doing another review a couple months down the line, just to see if these strings hold up, because my problem with most string reviews is that it's either two new sets of strings and they're wasting a pair, little pet peeve, or it's that it's an old set of strings and a new set. Like most people say, I currently have this strung up with blah 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 blah, and now we're going to be doing with blah blah blah, because like that's an old pair of strings with a new pair, which is kind of, to me, is an unfair test. And there's not a lot of old strings versus old strings, just to see how they hold up down the line. Well, in this video we're going to see how these StringJoy strings have held up for the past couple months, and we're going to compare it with the audio track I recorded with the StringJoy strings and the old strings I had on here, which were the D'Addario pair. But before we go into the audio examples, let me tell you about my experience with these strings over the past couple months. I play this guitar every day, mainly because compared to my Chapman, I can get more tones out of this because of the two volumes and the two tones. I can make it a kill switch if I want to. It's good for jazz, which I like. But these strings have, for me, have held very nice. Like, they still feel brand new, and after a couple months with the pair of D'Addario or Ernie Ball strings, whatever I have on the time, most likely D'Addario because I don't like Ernie Ball that much, but I noticed that over time it started to get black right up where the nut is or down by the tail bridge, which it's not on here, which is very great. And if I go on the D string, there's not as much like flatness on it, if that makes sense, because on my D'Addario, like for instance, I had my Chapman restrung with D'Addario NYXLs. There was, after I restrung it this summer, there was this flatness underneath the D string because I would play it so much under where every fret would be. And on here, there's not any at all. And if you're saying, well, Justin, you use this more often as your gig guitar compared to your SG, well, I play this guitar every day back when I was in my dorm room because this would always stay down at the Performing Arts Center, and I'm sorry for that, I love you, but this is my main practice guitar. So while I put this back carefully so I don't bump anything, these strings have stayed in tune fairly well. They still sound great, still feel great under my fingers. Yeah, sound great, feel great, and I really can't complain that much. I mean, I can complain about my playing, but I can't complain about the strings. They still feel really, really good. Will I order another set? Yeah, I kind of did, and it's on its way. I really want to try the bass strings and the acoustic guitar strings, and I wonder if they can make strings for the mandolin up here, because, I mean, they're steel strings, and I think that'd be a fun little test if we could put StringJoy strings on here. StringJoy, if you're watching, let's do some talk. Alright, so without any delay, let's move on to our audio examples. You're going to be hearing 4 tracks in total. The first track you're going to be hearing is the D'Addario strings. The second track you're going to be hearing is the one I recorded today with these strings after a couple of months. That way you can see how the old D'Addario strings sound and the old StringJoy strings sounds. Then you're going to be hearing the third track, which is the same recording, but with these strings fresh. So that one you heard a couple months back. And then the fourth one is the same track I recorded today. That way you can get a feel for how the string sounds new and the strings sound old. And as always, we're going to be going through all 3 pickups, neck, both, bridge. And there's also a bass track, which has also been recorded by this. And Ableton Live had it transposed down the octave so it sounds more like a bass. There's going to be a clean and distorted track in both monitors. I'm not quite sure right now which is clean, which is distorted, but it's going to be the same throughout all the tracks. And there's also going to be a drum track that has nothing to do with the strings. I'm just saying there is one. There's going to be a little intro drums, but you're only going to hear that one time because who wants to hear that same multiple times while you're waiting in between. So it's just going to be one continuous loop of the same thing, but with different strings, technically. So anyway, I'm going to record my reaction because honestly, I don't know. I'm going to go edit this video, then film my reaction to all the strings together. And yeah, so I'll see you then. Bye! Alright, so the video is currently being edited on this laptop right here, and I just listened to all the audio tracks twice, once in each ear. Actually, yeah, 3 times now that I think about it, because I listened to it both, once with distorted, once with clean, and I was kind of shocked, but not really shocked at the results. I was really impressed to hear how the strings sounded over time compared with the new ones. I didn't hear a lot of change, but there was one noticeable change I heard in the StringJoy sound when it got older, and comparing to the D'Addario set, there was a lot more bass in the clean channel. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I noticed that. And another thing I noticed with the StringJoy is that there is a heck of a lot more sustain, and I'm comparing the 2 old sets of strings. There's a lot more sustain in the StringJoy compared to the D'Addario. Because when I was doing that very end of that solo, as soon as I got to here, it was all pull-offs and slides. And obviously right there is fake because it's acoustic guitar. But when I was doing the solo on the SG and with both of the strings, I was getting a lot more sustain from the StringJoy strings. And that was with the new set, and even with the old set, the sustain was really good. And like I said, there was a lot more bass with the clean channel with the StringJoy, a lot more treble with the D'Addario. My favorite sound out of all these is the new set of StringJoy strings, because you can't beat the sound of new strings on a guitar. Excuse me. But yeah, if you're considering about giving StringJoy a try, I recommend it highly, because they definitely do hold up. They still feel great after all this time compared to other string companies where the feeling gets very dull over time. These still feel brand new. Like I said, I play the SG every day. And yeah, if you don't use StringJoy or D'Addario, let me know what kind of strings you use down in the comments section below. Like I said, if you want to try a StringJoy string, just go for it. They're in a great company. My buddy Dave's actually an artist of theirs. Anyway, enough plugging. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, that's about it. Share this video everywhere you can. Do that also. Anyway guys, till next Monday, goodbye and good night.